like curled up, looking just stupid.
Doctors and nurses cheat on their partner the most.
There are two rules to reality that you need to accept. One, everything is temporary. Nothing is guaranteed.
Like curled up, looking just stupid as fuck. Like looking
You fucked up?
yes.
I'm gonna get
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Ain't nobody give a fuck. You don't give a fuck. I don't.
I'm gonna kill that nigga on my mouth.
No,
That my pussy.
no, it's not.
Oh, I can't take this shit, bro.
Oh, well, take it in the house. Get out.
I wanna kill myself.
Oh, don't hear that.
My mama. Ah!
What the fuck?
Hello. Like you. What the fuck? You was happy here.
No,
I love you, bro. I really love you.
no.
Ah! So, are you back with your ex?
Yeah.
I fucking knew it. Ah! You a bitch. You a hoe. You a slut. You a fucking slut. You knew when you fucked me on the first day. No. Can we get back together, please?
No,
Ah! Please.
no.
Ah! This is all I got. What more do you want from me?
I want shit from you.
I hate you, bitch. I wish I never met you. God, why did you send this bitch to me? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. She stay this right here is your camera right here. Mama, talk to her, please. Take me back, please.
Gary, what do you want me to say to her?
Mama, please tell her to come back with me. She was happy with me. She loved me. She's back with her ex fucking him with no condom in it.
I understand, Derek, but she said you cheated first, so she cheated.
Oh my God!
Derek, stop doing it. Get your get up. Your ass is backing off. Silly. Your ass up.
Please take me back. Yeah, bitch, I'ma slap you too. It's okay.
Get the girl.
Ellen, you must be on my side.
I am on your damn side. Your ass on.
Two, you don't know how long you have it, so you enjoy it while you got it.
I saw a statistic that doctors and nurses lead that community of people who cheat on their partner the most.
Oh no, for sure. Flight attendants too, for sure. Hey, listen, let me tell you something. When I was a nurse, I was single at the time. Slanging.
What?
Whole hospital. You know the slickest thing I've ever been a part of, and I don't do that no more. I'm a former hoe. I'm not a current hoe no more. I'm not a hoe no more. But back in the day, this how slick women are. You know when they be like, men cheat more than women? That's debatable. We get caught more than women do.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know the statistics, but I imagine women. The reason why, this one woman that I was kicking it with at the hospital, she had a...
Like when you say kicking, you talking about knocking boots.
Kicking it with.
Knocking
Kicking it with. Yeah. She was so slick, she sent me the grocery list of what she needed because she was gonna tell her man she was going to the store. So she had about a good 40 minutes of being at the store. So she gave me the grocery list so I can get what's needed at the store. She came to my crib instead of the store, and she got the 40 minutes. She paid for the groceries though. I'm gonna need that grocery money. I'm gonna need that grocery more. I'm gonna need that grocery money. So I got the grocery money, but that's why, like, yeah, that's true. That's true about the hospital. That's true. Unequivocally true.
There's no expiration date written on anything, anywhere. I'm talking about your work, your business, none of that, right? When it comes to relationships, some individuals, most individuals, human beings, you know what I mean, seem to think we can control. There's certain methods you can take. But from my conversations and experience with older, younger, religious, non-religious, everybody, you cannot truly know anybody's heart. You can set yourself in possible better chances by following certain, etiquettes or certain methods. But it tends to hurt more after giving yourself, as they say, compromising and all that. And then it still doesn't work. I've, simply come up to this understanding. It's hard as human beings for us to, accept that we can't control anything. But just like every day when you wake up, you set goals. Some of them work out, some of them don't. Most of us don't end our lives because of that, right? We keep pushing forward. So I think if we can grasp that, accept that truth, that when we were born into this world, we were subject to these rules, these laws of existence, of reality, especially when it comes to relationships, even life, of course. I think it will be easier. Now, I know it's going to be hard. We are human beings. We grew up learning these things. 1 + 1 always equals 2. 2 + 2 always equals 4, you know? But like I say, if you've lived life long enough, you've gotten disappointed enough because you've understood that that's not necessarily how that works. But you still keep playing the game of life because, as they say, out of 100 shots, at least you're going to make 1 or 2 or 10. So you have to keep playing the game, right? So when it comes to dating and relationships, I say this for the males, for the females, it's a thing of understanding, one, you don't own anybody, you know, there's no guarantee. You don't know what's in anybody's mind. People change with every second. Everything that happens to somebody, this is just life, right? So then how do we go into relationships? If someone can cheat on you, someone could lie to you, all that good stuff. To me, this is my formula. If it's not effortless, if it doesn't happen mutually, smoothly, naturally, I don't want it. I don't know about you, but this is how it's been working for me. And I'm going to be honest, it doesn't last forever, but it lasts good enough. And when it does end, I'm very comfortable with it, you know, and relationships do change. It might have started as dating and might turn into a friendship. It might start as a friendship, turn to dating, right? Just because of the understanding I have, because as I said, I understand that I don't own anybody. I understand that nothing lasts forever, you know, so I enjoy it while I have it. Now, from what we've just seen from these two situations, from the crashing out individual going crazy. Now, I don't think that's the way to go about it. I could be wrong. I'd like to hear your thoughts, but I don't think that's the right way to go about it. Your life should not necessarily revolve solely around that individual. Yes, I understand if you love something, you think of that thing first, person, thing, whatever it is. You cherish that thing, you think about that thing first before yourself. But at the same time, like I always say on this channel, you came in this world on your own. No matter if you have a twin, your father, your mother, your kid, you will depart on your own. So having that understanding, you know, when in relationships, I think you should always be accepting to that rule that I said. You don't own the person. You don't know how long you're going to have them for. You know, you don't know what's in their mind, right? Things always end, no matter what it is. Whatever goes up must come down. What goes left must turn right, right? Having that in the back of your mind. Yes, you're human, so you feel the emotion, the pain of loss. But understanding that law, that rule, will help you deal better with loss. Because everything, regardless, whether it might be a breakup to that relationship, or it might be life in general, which is death, they might take the person from you. You know, it's going to happen. You will lose what you love, who you love. Eventually, one of y'all is going to go before the other. And bro crashing out the way he was crashing out, forget it not being a good look. This just mentally, I don't think it's, you know, time heals all. That's another thing, right? So with time, all emotions die down. Great loss becomes just loss, to eventually just becoming sadness, to, you know, just passing on to being something else, right? So the way he was crashing out and all the, you know, theatrics, which is understandable. That's what, you know, that's heartbreak, right? Heartbreak is a thing that even me talking about it right now, it's not going to do it justice until you've gone through it yourself, right? It's just one of those things that you have to deal with. But what makes it easier is you understanding that it's possible that could happen from the initial dating, talking to phase, you know? Secondly, cheating, like we see Cam and Bruh talk about. You don't know what's in anybody's mind, you know? The person might be in love with you today, tomorrow something can happen to change that. It's happened to a lot of us, you know? A lot of individuals always referring to the older people. They say, oh man, things have changed, now it's worse and all that. I say, no, I personally say, no, it's not. It's just we have social media now to expose a lot of things. Back in the day, there were a lot of cases or a good number of cases of people having multiple families, cheating and all that. It was still going on. It was just not as exposed. This is my belief. I could be wrong, but this is just my belief. If not, this is how I put it to people that said that's not the case. Then I was like, what about the single homes, right? Not everyone was incarcerated, there's a whole lot of other things that, you know what I mean? So it really has, I believe, maybe it might be worse now, but that factor has always still been there, to a good portion. Mothers try to teach their daughters, how a man has to qualify to, their standards and all that good stuff, to the point where ladies, gone all the other way with it, right? Men used to, as they say, court women. Now it's just completely more physical and not about internals no more. The roles, gender roles, all that. There's so many factors involved. Ultimately, to me, as I said, there is no formula for this thing called life. We just don't know. But if you can go through this, finding your partner, this is my belief, right, effortlessly, something that you don't work hard for, right, but it comes in and it blesses you, you tend to appreciate, right, when it leaves. It also does feel bad. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not going to feel bad, because people say free stuff, people don't value free stuff. I beg to differ. I can say for myself, at least, when I get blessed with something, a gift and all that, or something that comes naturally and smoothly to me it feels more like it's meant for me, as opposed to something that I have to toil hard and work and do all this just to either get it or maintain it. When I do lose that thing, I feel it on a different level. It's less about the thing itself, but about the work I put into just even to get it or to maintain it, right? And I think when we are dating, looking at partners and all that good stuff, if you get someone that matches you smoothly, naturally, when they leave, of course it is going to hurt because it was great, but you also get to appreciate, like, you get to appreciate that. And of course, the way it leaves also matters, right? Cheating will hurt a lot more than, let's say, distance being an issue, over time, right? So as I said, there's just no formula for this. For me personally, I don't think it's a formula. Whatever works best for you works best for you. But for me, what works best for me, to be honest, is natural and smooth attraction. Everybody, the setting standards, he has to jump over this hoop and all that. If not, it's not the right person for me, or it's not gonna last. When it doesn't last, you're gonna think, what did I do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong, right? It's just all that stuff really didn't matter at the end of the day. If you think it matters to you, fine, that's cool. I'm not here to stop that, But if you were looking for something that was going to guarantee a longer relationship, a better relationship, or more loving relationship, I'd say, for example, like your talents. See how using your talent, if you have a talent, something that you love to do, or your passions, doing those things make you feel happy, as opposed to, let's just say, you go learn a skill. If you use your talent and you keep, doing stuff with your talent, you feel fulfilled, right? Whether it works out or not, you using your talent, you enjoy doing that stuff, or your passion. When you go learn a skill, maybe you go to school, learn something, whatever it is, and then you try using it, and that's, I said, let me say it doesn't work for you, you don't feel as fulfilled. What I mean is, you feel like you wasted your time learning that skill. Why didn't you learn this other skill, that other skill, because if your aim was, let's say, money, I'm learning this skill so I can make more money, so I can woo, and now you're not making that money, you then think to yourself, I wasted my time. I could have been doing something I love. That's something I learned a while ago. It says it's 50-50 regardless. Whether you do what you love, it's 50-50. Or you do what you don't love, it's 50-50. You might stay, you might not. You might benefit, you might not. Same thing I think with dating. It's 50-50. But this person, they don't meet this and that and that. They don't, what I mean? As opposed to looking at character, right? Thinking all this I'm doing is going to keep this individual long term. It's still 50-50. Right? You know, and I've had a lot of discussions, arguments, whatever, you know, with ladies, guys about it. Truly, it's 50-50. This life, there's no guarantee. So, of course, I like to hear your thoughts about it. I'm not saying I know. I'm just sharing my opinion, right? Let me know in the comments. Land of empathy. This is the way I operate. Let me know how you operate. You know what I mean? And of course, as I said, neither of us is right, neither of us is wrong. It just depends on what you like, what you're willing to do, what you're willing to sacrifice, what you're willing to deal with. You know, how you, whatever method you're willing to go with, you know. I'm gonna see you next time. Peace and blessings.
Almighty push.
Do like you're supposed to. Do like you're supposed to. Do like you're supposed to. I say do like you're supposed to.
Doing what I wasn't supposed to be doing. They were bigger outside of what they did than what they did. You know, I'm a great rapper, but you forgot about that right now because I'm doing so many other things. So that's what I want to be known for, all of the great things that I do outside of it.